Having 2 weeks off, I'm very happy to be able to come in here and say that the sun is out. Thanks, Mal. Missed you guys. So I'm happy to be back. I'm Rick Simone, host of The Taste. Had 1 week off on purpose, 1 week off because of a massive, ridiculous snowstorm that never came. So I'm happy to be back, and we've got a lot of great things to do for the next few weeks and people to talk to. Today is a segment that was a lot of people requested, including the mayor of Warwick, Mayor Evadijian, that asked me to make sure that I cover the great city of Warwick. So today, we're going to highlight Rhode Island's second largest city and talk to 3 great establishments that have had reputations from 4 years to 21 years in Warwick. The guest that I have joining me today is I have Eleven49 restaurant. I've got Brooke Dawson coming in from there. Great restaurant. I've been there a lot of times. I'll give a shout out to my friend Rand Robinson, who's the general manager and a good friend. I also have Craig Cullen, who is the owner of the Governor Francis Inn. Very excited to talk to him. A lot of history there and a restaurant that's been around for over 20 years. And then I have Chef Sean coming in from the Shanty, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback on the Shanty restaurant that's still, kind of young. I think it's about 4 years, and we'll talk to him about that, but in a great location on the East Greenwich Warwick line. So 3 great guests, 3 great restaurants to talk about, all places you're going to want to go eat, I'm sure. So I'm happy to highlight them. Also, just want to throw out that there's a ton of events, and I've been getting a lot of Facebook messages about all these events coming up for the month of April. I know Eat, Drink, Our Eyes coming up, and there's several others, but I will pay attention to your instant messages as coming over, and we'll try to highlight them and bring in some of those guests as we move through the month of April and into the summer months. So thank you for your instant messages. I got 2 more today to make sure everybody knows I'm definitely not ignoring you. To move along and to get started, because I've got some great food we're about to see here, is I'd like to welcome in Brooke from the Eleven49. Hey,
Hi,
thanks for making it in.
Of course,
Appreciate
nice
it.
to be here.
So now, come on, slide right over here. So now we've got amazing food that's already driving me crazy, and everybody knows that I love this style of stuff. Anything with bacon, you can't go wrong. But before we get to the food, we got to talk a little bit about Eleven49 and kind of paint a visual for everyone. You've got 2 locations. I know we're highlighting Warwick,
Yes.
but you've got 2, right?
We do.
All right, so tell us about the 2 spots, because let's start with Warwick, and then we'll mention the other one.
Sure. So our Warwick location was open 11 years ago in July. So we are, plugging along and really, excited about all of our guests and what we have to offer. And then our Seekonk location is a private events facility only.
Right. So in the 11 years, and somebody asked me a question about the Eleven49 earlier. That's the address, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It
so
is
I
the
was
address,
like, I
1149
thought I knew
Division
that, but I
Street.
better ask.
So that is where the name came from, nice and simple, and it has a nice ring to it, so we went with it.
So the restaurant is massive. You're a big space.
Yes, we are.
So kind of give us, if you can paint a verbal visual of the setup, because some of the questions I had too is that people that even dine there still sometimes I don't think have realized that you've got this great event space, which I've been to a lot. So if you can give us a verbal visual of the restaurant, that'd be fantastic.
Of course. So we have a large bar as you enter into the restaurant. It's, a full, long rectangle, plenty of seats with high top tables around it. Behind the bar, we do have a full main dining room. And then as far as event spaces go, we do have 3 event spaces that are available to you. We have a smaller room in the front of the restaurant. And then as you go towards the back, we have sort of a medium-sized space, which we do use for dining as well as private events. And then we have our large terrace room in the back, which is sort of our prized possession. Everybody loves that space. It's a really nice room with a patio out there as well.
And it's enclosed, so
Yes,
you can enclose
it
it,
is
but it also
enclosed.
gives you that feel of being outside.
Yes, I mean it has French doors, and then it has the patio with the fireplace out there. You have your own private bar, so it's a really great spot.
It's one of I gotta be honest, it's one of my favorite spots, especially when you go outside of Providence. It gets a little more challenging to find event space that's not hotels and that kind of thing. And you guys can handle multiple events at a time.
We can, yes.
So your menu is pretty diverse. You've got lunch.
Yes.
You've got dinner. Are they both 7 days a week?
6 days a week.
Okay, 6 days a week. And then you have this amazing brunch, which I've also been out there too, and we got a ton of feedback on brunch. So I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about the brunch because you've been doing it for a long time, and from what I saw, there's like the last 6 years alone, you got accolades all over the place.
Yes.
For this brunch. So I'm gonna let you talk about brunch before we get to the food that's here, because the brunch is pretty cool.
Sounds good. So every Sunday we do offer our brunch buffet. It's from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. And as far as variety goes, we have won awards for being the best brunch, and we've really tried to kick it up a notch over the past year by doing weekly specials. So while we do have, your staples every week, your French toast, bacon, sausage, and so forth, we have a variety of stations where the entrees are changing. There's made-to-order pasta and omelets, as well as eggs Benedict. And then we have like a build your own station, which is fun. So sometimes it's build your own tacos or sliders.
Really?
Yeah,
I missed that part.
Which is nice. We have a donut bar, which we just released.
I
We
missed
have
that too.
custom
Oh,
donuts.
so that's new.
Yes,
Okay, all right. So
so-
that one I can get excused on that one. Okay. So you have a donut bar?
Yes, that is brand new as of last week.
That's awesome. Where do the donuts come from? You doing them in house?
Yes, yep, we're making it
Really?
in-house. So.
That's so cool. We got to make sure we have like that. I love that. So your buffet is not only different because of the fact that you're doing it every Sunday, but it's also the style. So you just mentioned there's stations, so action
Yes,
stations where people are
action.
able to come up. That's not normal. That's something you only see on special occasions, really.
Right, yeah, so we try to keep it, diverse and, something for everybody, which is nice. And we have bottomless mimosas for $10, and then the Bloody Mary, sangria, and mimosas are all $5, which is an added value.
It's a steal. That's an absolute steal. So the diversity of that, especially the stations, is an absolutely amazing thing. And I know people were asking me about how big and how much. What's the timing on brunch? I don't know.
So it's 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Okay.
and the cost is $31.95 per person. If you're part of our VIP program, you get $5 off. And children are $10 unless they're 5 and under, then they're complimentary.
That's
So which is a nice perk as well.
That's perfect. So we're going to come back to, she just mentioned the VIP program, but we're going to definitely come back to that because it ties into a few other things as well.
Yes.
So we'll come back to that. But now, because of my salivating over here, because of course I didn't have lunch before I came in, let's talk about some of the things that you brought here today and the style of the menu, because you've got a great lunch and dinner menu. But let's start with this awesome board right here, because this looks unbelievable. So let's start with this. This looks, Joe, you got to look at this thing. Unbelievable. All right, so tell us what we got here.
So this is our burger board. We have had a burger on our menu in the past. We did take it away for a while. However, our guests were not
Asking
thrilled
for it.
and asking for it, so we brought it back, but we kind of reinvented it. So it is a sirloin and brisket burger patty, topped with your choice of cheese. You get our hand-cut French fries, which are cut every day, nice and fresh. And then you have all of these toppings that are included with the board. So of course, if there's something that you don't want, you can exclude it, but you get everything for one price. Your condiments, bacon, red peppers, jalapenos, sauteed mushrooms, caramelized onions, avocado, and then your
This is how it comes?
lettuce,
This is the
tomato, onion.
presentation
That
for
is
it?
the presentation. That
Oh
board
my
goes
God,
right
this
on
is
your table.
amazing. I got to make sure that we're getting a lot of great pictures of this thing later on because this is unbelievable. So you got to, oh my God, it looks like it's massive, but you can put all these things right under the burger.
Yeah, so you can build it as high as you like and customize it just how you want it.
That's wild. I love the presentation. Very cool. And this red wine she brought, which we're going to get to, will go perfectly with the burger. All right, so what we got here, because this is another, the shrimp is driving me crazy.
I know. So this is our jewel salad, one of our more health-conscious items that we have on our menu. Has a mango poppy seed vinaigrette. You do have, an antioxidant punch. You have your baby kale, your red and golden beets, your radishes on there, pomegranate seeds, blue moody, gorgonzola, which is a nice smoked cheese to kind of balance
Awesome.
out the sweetness, and then the candied pecans on there as well.
This makes me feel healthy just looking at it. And the shrimp, look at the size of the shrimp.
Yeah, so we, get our seafood in fresh daily, and grilled shrimp cocktail or something that can be added, along with other proteins.
So burger-wise, how many different burgers are there? Is it just this one?
So this is just the one burger that we have, and then we have a few other sandwiches as well.
Okay, awesome. And then salad-wise, I know you have other salads too
Yes,
because I've
we
seen
do.
it. I try to be healthy in the summer as we lean towards it. And then this is the part that messes me up when you try to not be
I
healthy.
know, when you have the desserts rolled in. So baked Alaska, you have your strawberry ice cream and vanilla cake inside. Then it's topped with meringue, which is torched to get that nice,
And I was
brulee
watching
to
her
it.
torch it. She literally torched it while they were here.
And then fresh strawberries, and then this is a honeycomb candy because you can't have enough sweetness, so
Oh,
just
God.
added some more.
See, the strawberries are healthy. You're all set.
Exactly.
So I'm going to do it. This is awesome. I might be eating this afterwards. All right. So menu-wise, you've got a healthy lunch menu, and you've got a very, not healthy, but a big menu. You've got and then also a big dinner menu that's coming in. Most of the times I've been in, except for brunch, is that I'm either meeting people and I'm sitting at the bar because your bar is so big. It's a great people watching bar
It
to
is,
come into.
yes.
So something like this would be amazing to sit at the bar and people watch it. I bet you're getting people that come over and taking pictures and making comments just on this dish.
Yeah,
alone.
it definitely kind of sells itself when people say that. When people see this, they're just kind of like, wow.
So let's talk a little bit about, I'm actually going to talk more in a little bit, but let's talk about your beverage program and your wine program, because a lot of the feedback that I've gotten seen out there, you guys, again, just like you're doing your brunch differently, your programs are different of how you're doing it, because you
Yes.
have these wine events that you're doing, you have tastings that you're doing, and you've got, I'm going to let you talk about it, because you also got a VIP thing that you do, right?
We do, yes. So we
And
do
while
have
she's
a.
talking, I'm going to sample.
So we do have our VIP rewards program, and then one feature of rewards that we have is our wine stamp program. So if you buy a bottle of wine, if you get one of our cards, you get a stamp, and then every 10 bottles that you purchase, you receive a complimentary bottle on your next visit. And we also offer 50% off bottles of wine on Tuesdays all day during lunch and dinner, which is a nice feature.
Yeah.
And then as far as our upcoming wine dinner, we do have one upcoming on Wednesday, June 6th. So that will be a cocktail hour between 6 and 7 where we'll have hors d'oeuvres and wine, and then we'll do a 3-course dinner preceding that, which will be paired with wines as well.
Beautiful. How often do you do the wine dinners?
We try to do them at least twice per year. Sometimes we do them quarterly, depending on what else we have going on at the restaurant.
So the influence from doing this, does it come from setting it up based on the guests came in and the guest feedback about these programs, or was it just a goal of the restaurant with the chefs and everything to make sure you had a great program to offer?
So it was a goal of the restaurant. We had been doing a wine divas in the past, which was strictly for ladies only. So this is actually our first one upcoming where we are inviting the gentlemen back. So
I'm
it'll be
happy
for
about that.
men
Not gonna
and
complain.
women.
Cheers to that. Definitely not
Cheers.
complain about that. And
So
what did you
we're
bring here
looking
today?
forward.
What is this one?
So this is clinker brick. This is from Lodi, California. So the soil there provides the nice heat during the day and the chill during the evening to kind of do these Zinfandels and Cabernets. So this is an old vine Zinfandel here, and the average age of their vines is 86 years.
Wow.
So you do get a really nice glass of wine, and I brought it because it specifically pairs well with your burgers and
Oh my
barbecue
God,
and
yes,
things like
this would
that.
go easy in a second. But then again, I could think of anything. This is go perfect. So you mentioned that if on the VIP program they get 10 bottles, they get the next one
Yes,
at no
free.
charge. So how do they sign up for this VIP program? Is it something you have to do in the restaurant? Can you do it online? What's the best way to do it?
So it is done in person on our, so you can do it anytime during dining. You can come in and have an appetizer and sign up, or a full dinner. It's really, just up to you.
So it's not a hard thing to do. So
It's
I
not
wanna
a
put it
hard
out
thing
there.
to do.
So that was one of the questions. Is it something I got to fill out? What do you got to do? Of course, they want to be able to make sure they can stay in contact with you.
Yes.
But if you can go into the restaurant and do it, you can start taking advantage of it. Now, you mentioned earlier during brunch about the VIP program earlier. So is it the same program that extends for anything you do in the restaurant? So that's how they would get the price discount on the brunch?
Yes, so
Okay.
it's a loyalty card that you would receive with the VIP program. The stamp card is something separate, but they would give that to you with any wine purchase. So it's very easy to join, and we're happy to have guests sign up for it.
And you mentioned at the beginning, and we're definitely focusing on more because it's your full service venue, but you mentioned in the beginning about the event space that you have in the Warwick location, but Seekonk is also purely events.
Yes.
So do they, in order to book an event, is it kind of overflow that they can go to Seekonk, or Seekonk house larger groups, or how's that set up?
So these spaces in Seekonk can both accommodate between 80 and 100 guests, so it does gear a little bit more towards your larger group.
Okay.
And then the Warwick location can handle, the smaller, more intimate dinners, as well as the larger functions.
And then from the event standpoint, can they book evenings, at lunchtime?
Yes,
There's no
yep.
set time that the venue's
No
not
set time. We're,
Okay.
happy to have events whenever they'd like to book them.
And I can tell you, I've attended a lot of charity events, a lot of fundraisers, and I've attended a lot of birthday parties and anniversary parties there because your venue's perfect for it. They've got all the parking that's in there. You're right off the exit to get there to do it. Rand's been there a long time.
Yes.
And Rand's a good friend, so I'm going to give him another shout out. But Rand's been there a long time, and hospitality-wise, one of the things that I have to give you guys a compliment as well, from my experiences there, is that all of these things that you've highlighted today, talking about the VIP program and talking about your menu, your staff's very good at it as well. And I deal a lot with the bar, so I can give the bartenders a big shout out. But you guys are knowledgeable. Everybody can speak to the things that you want to accomplish and do. So if you heard about this VIP program today, still not sure because you weren't paying attention, not that you can't rewind, but you can, we'll talk about that later, is make sure you talk, and those are good people to talk to, whether you talk to the hostess or the bartenders when you're there, to get yourself started for it, because it's worth it. I mean, I'm going to make sure, I had one and I lost it, and I'll talk to Rand about that, but I'm going to make sure that I get back on it, because to be able to go in, and if you're out there, you guys are also, I think one of the things you become well known for is that the fact that you cater to your clientele, your locals in there, but you've also become a tourist draw.
Yes, we have
So-
the easy on access with the highways and Route 4. Makes it an easy spot to stop off.
Yeah, I've had people that have told me
on a
that
trip.
in the summer they've stopped there on the way back from the beach because it's kind of like the
Right.
midway point to going back to where they're going. So it is a great spot. We'll make sure that we highlight the website for you. So I made sure I covered the brunch because I wanted to talk about the brunch for sure. We talked about the special events. We got your menu. Oh, this wine dinner that's coming up. Do you know who the wines are with?
So we are still working on that. We will have our menus finalized within the next couple weeks. We are going to do a Mediterranean theme, so we're working on sourcing those wines right now and then finalizing the food.
When it's done, the best place to look is the
Is
website?
our website, yes.
Okay. And then is there a cap on the dinners or how many people you see for them?
We are going to do around 60 to 70 guests.
Oh, so it's a good amount.
It is a good amount that we're, looking to do.
Awesome. Okay. So you got the wine dinner information. You got the VIP club. We covered all this great stuff. We got the news about the donuts, which is amazing. That's really, really cool. And talked about the action station. So I don't think we missed anything. But thank you. This was really, really awesome. And this presentation is so cool. So I'm going to be eating the pizza and everything on the salad afterwards. But thank you for making
You're
the time
welcome,
to come in.
of
Really
course.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us.
Taylor's going to help you get this
Sounds
stuff out of here because otherwise I'll be chowing down
Thank
on
you.
it all. There we go. All right.